I want to see which hero is going to do the most damage with a particular weapon. And so here's what I've done. I've kind of done some screenshots of different loadouts. So if you take a look at this one here, this Dragon's Breath, if I use Field Agent Rio with Beetle Chest, you can see my damage is 92,000 and headshot is around 162,000. My crit chance and crit damage is at 30 and 50%. However, if I use Ranger Deadeye with Beetle Chest, and those two are the exact same thing, just a different skin, I can go up by almost 12,000 damage and then almost 20,000 on headshot damage. And then if I look at Gunblazer Southie's loadout, I know it's hard to tell, but it's actually going to be the same as First Shot Rio. So just based off these numbers, it looks like my best bet is to go with Ranger Deadeye. Now, a few perks are, I guess you could say, an edge that each one has, is that Field Agent has phasers to kill. What that means is when she uses phase shift, for 4 seconds after using that, she does 50% additional damage. And then the other advantage she has is the refill time is lowered by 3 seconds. Now all of them have Eagle Eye, which increases critical rating by 18%. So 18, 18, and 18. The other good thing she has is the phase cannon, which means when she comes out of phase shifting, when she fires, she's going to fire a projectile. And it says it does 60 base energy damage, and I think that translates to about 24,000. Being a max level, using a max weapon, I think that's what that was doing, but we'll find out for sure in the video. Gunblazer Southie has the phasers to kill also, so it means that for both of these, when they come out of phase shift, they're going to do 50% increased damage. Ranger Deadeye, his big advantage is he has the make it count, increased pistol crit hit damage by 70%. So if you have a weapon that has crit chance and crit damage, you clearly would want to use him. If you got damage across the board, that one would be hard to tell, and I hope to determine that in this video. He does have the increased pistol damage, so even if you go with the damage loadout, it looks like here he's going to have the advantage. The other thing I really like about Ranger Deadeye is when he phase shifts, he's going to remove whatever affliction. So if a fire enemy swipes him and you're getting health ticked off by the fire, then that's going to remove that effect. Now granted, these two can kind of regen, well, this one, Field Agent Rio, can certainly regenerate these phase shift a little bit faster, but he starts with 2 additional charges. So I think that could compensate, or that's at least on par with her ability. The loadout that I'm going to use is Ranger Deadeye, then Ranger Beetlejuice, and then I'm going with Sergeant Jonesy, so when I hit the phase shift, it'll stun them. And alright, I have 2 fire husks here, so what I'm going to do is body shots on one to get the numbers off him. So 128,000. I couldn't see it. Now does this 2 headshots? We got another one, I'll do body on him. Another body shot, and then this one I'll do a headshot on him. Get those out of the way. thing I hate about this is sometimes the explosion won't reveal. It blocks the score, so I can't see what the damage was. Oh. I just want the husks, well, the hefty ones there. Oh wait, you're still alive? Okay, get some body shots on the first one and then headshots on the second one. So body shot. No headshot. Let's see what we can do against this blaster. Oh, that was quick. Here's a couple of more. Okay, now I'm going to run Field Agent Rio and compare her stats with Ranger Deadeye. To start, I'm going to get body shots on both of these. And I'm going to take out one of these blasters. Okay, looks like I've got a good group here. I'm going to do a body shot. Good, he threw it at me. Now I'm going to do headshots on the remainder. Let me hit phase shift so I can get the 50%. I want to see what I do against the fire. Do body shot. Okay, and on to the final results. Just as a reminder, the base damage was supposed to be 121,000. Headshot damage would be 213,000. All of these stats on the non-elemental and nature were Husky Husks only. And then I recorded the data and then rearranged it highest to lowest. And I took in the damage category the top 5 for Ranger Deadeye and for Field Agent Rio. Then, so that was 689. So Agent Rio actually came out ahead. The difference is about 24,000 per shot. On the headshot, Ranger Deadeye came out ahead, and the difference was about 49,000 per shot. On versus nature, because I was using a fire weapon, the difference was about 25,000 per shot in favor of Ranger Deadeye. And then on the headshots, a difference of about 44,000 again in favor of Deadeye. And then on the blasters, Field Agent Rio was about 1,700 points better on average than Ranger Deadeye. So what does all of this mean? Basically, it means the game is fairly balanced. I have to give the developers credit. There's not really one hero that's vastly superior to the other. Now, granted, there are some that really suck. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if you don't have Ranger Deadeye, but you did the, I think it was the Horde Bash to get Field Agent Rio, she can be just as competitive and just as good as the Ranger Deadeye. One of the other things I failed to include was after the phase shift, wanted to come here. After the phase shift, a lot of times she did an additional 27,000 damage, and I didn't really include that in the data. So the gap between the two might actually be even more narrow on those instances when I incorporated the phase shift.